Hello sunshine, this is Joy from Michigan in the US and I am going to do a repour today. I have this, I think it's an 8-inch wood square that I clearly painted back in 2019 and I'm just kind of not loving it. It hasn't sold. It has been varnished just with Liquitex and I didn't sand it or anything, so this could be a complete flop, but I remember buying these pieces and I bought them on like a 75% off discount. So if this piece ends up being scraped and I have to throw the whole thing out, it's not terrible. I'll probably, though, because it's wood, I could just sand it down. So I'm going to try, if you watched my last video, I have this purple color that I'm just not real fond of. Checking consistency here. So I'm going to use this as my base coat. It's got silicone in it, so it may do some wonky things, but we're just going to see what we come up with. I don't know, maybe I'll do a ring pour with this as a background. So I'm going to go grab some water. I'm going to thin down a couple paints, and I'll be right back with you. All right, I've got my base coat down. I think it's a little heavy on the silicone. Just pop in some air bubbles here, especially on this edge. There's canvas, well, there's wood block showing through. So I'm not sure what we'll do about that. We'll figure it out as we go. I am not going to use white with silicone. I had two colors with silicone, one of them was white. I'm not gonna put that in here. There's too much silicone in my base coat. So it's one thing you have to really watch for, because if you use too much silicone, it will, just like this is doing, hold on, I'm gonna pull the camera down so I can show you better. So this is what happens when you have too much silicone. It'll go right through to the bare surface. It's really, really hard to correct that without taking all the paint off and washing your piece. And then adding more paint, or in this case, I might just eliminate that paint altogether and start fresh. But this kind of goes around on all the sides where the paint's being stretched more, especially, but it's also happening on the top. So keep that in mind. You want to use your silicone very sparingly. This particular color was scraped up off the table, leftover paints from another painting. So it's harder to control how much silicone is in that. Okay. With that said, I think we can go ahead and do my ring pour, which I don't usually do a ring pour with silicone because it's a little wonky, but I don't like cells in my ring pours, but we're gonna try it. It's something different. So I'm starting with white and then gold. And then from that, we will go to our goldenrod color, which is cadmium medium yellow hue plus cadmium orange hue, and then just a drop of dioxazine pure purple or violet, just enough to deepen it just a little. You don't want to do too much. And then we're going to go to our orange. Nice, bright, uplifting colors. Let's go back to white. I'm overthinking how much paint to use here because this is a tiny little canvas. I'm sure I've got more than I need already. This is phthalo blue plus silver plus white. So a metallic light phthalo blue. Because phthalo blue dries very, very deep, I wanted a lighter blue. And then I am going to add some phthalo blue on top of that. And you can see the difference there in the cup. And then I'm going to put some gold on top of that because I like the cells that will produce, as well as a little bit of green in there between the yellow and blue mixing. And I think that's more than enough paint, guys. So let's go for it. Little ring pour. And probably these blues I may end up losing. You can always stop your ring pour before you've used all your paint too, so I don't have to go all the way to the bottom of the cup if I like what I have. I'm gonna just go for it, guys. This is way more paint than I need, but I think it looks really pretty, so trying to get to that point where it does not drip. You don't want to drip on your ring it'll mess up all your little pretty lines. All right, we're not gonna have to stretch this far. The nice thing is, because I'm working with wood, if it has a little more paint on it than what I would normally do, it's not the end of the world. I am gonna lose a bit of this though to get all the way over that edge. I don't really want to lose that orange, but I think that gold is taking over, so I'm going to stretch this quite a bit this way. And then we'll go back. Really stretching out that white, which I don't mind. I'm just stretching back this other way for composition. I really kind of want that center part, I want that further down the other side, but we can always stretch it back the way we came. And then I want to get rid of some of this. That gold really took over, so I have enough paint that I can kind of eliminate some of it. You don't want to go too far, but and then I think I want to come back down to this corner. All right, try to set that back down. My goodness, there's so much paint on my table. All right, I'm gonna go wash my hands, and then I will be back to hit this with heat and see what kind of cells we bring up. All right, guys, I am back with you. So when I hit this with heat, you can use an embossing gun, or you can use a creme brulee gun. This is my creme brulee. I find that I'm much more likely to torch or to burn the paint a little bit with the creme brulee torch. So I'm gonna use my embossing gun, which is just this. It's fantastic. It's electric, there's no flame, so it feels safer. So you can still burn your paint with it, so you have to be careful. I don't know. I don't know what I think of this piece. I almost want to stretch it just a little bit more. Just this corner and this corner are not making me happy. So let me see where the weight of my paint is. Okay. Slippery. So I'm trying to move the weight of my paint back to the center, because I can rearrange for composition later. And then I'm going to try to get this corner where I want it. And then I will tilt the opposite way. I'm gonna lose a little bit of my blue, but hopefully not too much. Okay, and then we're gonna go the exact opposite way. I don't like all these little rings down on this corner here. So that's what I'm trying to get rid of. Watching the weight of my paint so I can kind of finagle things if I need to. There are some really lovely cells I have going on that I don't really want to lose, but I am stretching them out a bit so they may not look the way I want them to look anyways. All right, now I'm going to work on composition, which actually, I'm not sure what I want to do here. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to pour off more of that gold. The gold has a tendency to do this. 24 karat gold, it's beautiful, but if you get too much of it in your cup, it really can take over completely the look of a piece. And it's one of those that I think is really a gorgeous, has a gorgeous finish, but if you get too much of it, it's all you see. So I, of course, want to see the blues and the oranges and the yellows more than I want to see the gold. The gold needs to just be an accent in my opinion. All right, I didn't think I was gonna stretch it this much, but I don't. The stretching that I did, I feel like it stretched the white out too much, so we're just gonna try to expand on the blue that we have going on. Getting some really nice big chunky cells. The paint's really slowing down its movement, which is okay. That just lets you know you don't have much more stretching you can get away with. Okay. You can see here I've got the canvas showing through again. That's because I stretched this paint so much. But I think it'll be okay. And you can always just do a little finger painting. Which sometimes helps and sometimes does not. So, all right, I'm gonna stop this here, take you guys in for a close-up, and then we'll see how this little block dries. Hopefully it does okay. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you on the next one.